One of the biggest wake-up call I ever had in my life was a few years back on a Sunday evening. I was standing here in my kitchen cooking for my family, and I suddenly start to feel like, something like trying to come up through my throat, and I starting to sweat, and I generally just didn't feel well. So after dinner, I called the healthcare information line, and I described my symptoms for them, and they said, "Call an ambulance immediately, you might have a heart attack." So I called an ambulance. They showed up here, they made some tests on me and said, "Well, you don't have a heart attack, but it's something wrong with your heart because it's rushing." I had like a pulse of 190 beats per minute while I was sitting down relaxing. So ambulance rushed me to the hospital. At the hospital they did some tests on me, and then I got to diagnose atrial fibrillation. I think it's called in English. I think so. That's what AI told me it's called. And anyway, the doctor came around and she said, we're going to get you medication. Your heart will come down in pace and you will feel better. And she said, to avoid this in the future, you need to try to avoid stress. And that's of course very hard to avoid in life, but you should do your best. Another thing that stresses your heart very much is alcohol. So you should try to avoid alcohol. And I immediately said, no problem. I will not drink alcohol anymore. No problem at all. And then she said, for workout, when you have this condition, many of my patients says dancing will do them very well. So I looked the doctor in the eye and said, "Oh, dancing? Just let me die."